My name is Jeff Kavanagh. I live and work near the city. Often I see this, tagging. I really disliked it and saw it everywhere. One day I realised I was looking at the wrong thing. I missed the art. Street art, that is. The more art I saw, the more I loved it. I find it inspiring, colourful and creative. I decided to query the Melbourne Council about their views.
I'm Jennifer Canis, a councillor at the City of Melbourne, and my portfolio area includes arts and culture. We have 27 designated street art sites within the municipality. We support street art and we think that it adds vibrancy to the city. You just need to go and visit some of our laneways and see how they've really been transformed by some of the art that's in there. We have, I guess, what's called a zero tolerance approach to tagging within the municipality. We spend about $1 million a year cleaning, tagging off the buildings and streets.
One day I discovered the Sweet Streets Festival of Street and Urban Art and attended the many artistic events.
Hi, my name's Tessa Yee and I was the curator for the Sweet Streets Festival here in Melbourne. This was a festival of streets and urban arts and I curated the award show. This show was, I guess, kind of about bringing some of the elements of street art into the gallery, which has happened a lot these days in Melbourne. A lot of the street artists who are working on the street also have gallery representation. But also, obviously, I wanted to also have that kind of strong element and, I guess, philosophy of street art, which is about, you know, art that's on the street and therefore free for everyone to see because, you know, they're using their own materials and just using the urban landscape as their canvas and not selling their works.
I studied as a graphic designer. I was doing graffiti back then, like after high school. I got into animation because I always like animals and characters, you know, creating my own characters. I wanted them to evolve and animation gave me that capability. But after that, when I came to Melbourne to do my degree, I kind of got lost interest in the technical side of animation and wanted to explore more of the artistic side of what I do. So I just started painting on canvases, trying different stuff like trying paint. I was always using the spray can. Yeah, I paint a lot of characters. Right now I've been doing a lot of landscape though, studying the background of what my characters live in, you know, their home, stuff like that. Yeah. I build my little world around what I do. Yeah, I see it as a new wave of art. People want to do stuff outside the community rather than based in galleries. You do it outside in the street, so it's kind of like free art. You don't have to go to a gallery, pay money. You can have it there. It's for everybody to see, you know. Well, many street artists come from different backgrounds. You know, again, it's just like, this is art. I see it as art, you know. Every artist has their own capability in doing what they do. Although it's so far away from the rest of the world, like Australia in general, but we still have like awesome art going around.
Hi, I'm Adi from Blender Studios. I used to do the street art back in the early 80s and sort of moved into more of a surreal fine art technique, I suppose, after sort of growing up doing all the street art. I didn't go to art school or anything like that, so I sort of developed everything from working on the streets. Probably about 6 months ago I got the opportunity to come into Blender, which was really good because it's heavily focused on street art, but yet there's still fine artists and that type of stuff in here. But it helps to sort of, I suppose, develop as an artist.
Hi, my name's Haha. I'm a stencil artist. I got into stenciling on the streets about like 2000. I used to see this guy, Sam. He had stencils everywhere around the city, and that kind of inspired me to like totally get into it. At this point of time, I do a lot of multi-layered stencils. Like I started off with one-layer stencils, now I'm doing like 40 or 50. I like a lot of political stuff, a lot of political stencils, especially ones that like run down America or the government. Like back in the day there was heaps of like anti-American stuff.
There is a close-knit community of street artists who are excellent. A community hidden away amongst a bustling city. After viewing many works on the street art tour, I had to ask myself, what is street art? I learnt that street art is a mixture of artistic styles and mediums such as spray can, stencil, sculpture, culture jamming, yarn bombing, to name a few. Having evolved in the 80s hip-hop era and inspired from America and Europe. The street art movement is large in Melbourne, and with Blender Studios and Everfresh at the forefront.
There's a friend of mine who's just come here from Brisbane. He's an illustrator by trade. He's done this. He really wanted to paint on the wall, but he's not really a spray paint user, so you can see he's sort of done it with pens and acrylic. And I guess like as far as tags go, the reason I would tag is because you like writing, you like drawing, you like to see different styles. Take that pen for a walk, so whether you're writing on a wall or writing it in a book or writing it with friends, you're sort of sketching and tracing out a design. And I think these sort of nerds in the corner with their Nico pens, and these guys wearing they got the bling and the boombox and the hip hop going with their hat sideways. Yeah, it's just like a really interesting environment.
Well, I think street art is beautiful.
I think that street art is a great way for people to express themselves in a public environment without having to host in a gallery or something like that, so people that don't have a name for themselves get a chance to display their work, provided it's done in a tactful and way that is acceptable to general public. Then I think bring it on.
I love street art. I think it's a fantastic thing. Look how it's just brightened up our dreary old streets. Banksy, the likes of people like Banksy, just awesome stuff.
Yeah, look, I mean, you only just have to look and see the busloads of people getting out with their cameras to have a look. Melbourne's world renowned for its street art, as I think it should be.